afternoon, guys. Welcome back to another vlog, and it is a pole exercise vlog today. This is a new one for me. I only thought this up the other day. I'm going to call it the Chevron pole exercise because of obviously the shape. We've got... What have you done? I'm not sure she's that enthusiastic about working today, are you? She's been out in the field all morning. Thank you, because we need to see your tongue. Look how disgusting that tongue is. She's been out in the field all morning and she went into a new pen, so she's had quite a bit of grass, and I think she just feels a bit snoozy now. I'm not sure she really feels like working. This is not looking good, is it? I'm not hopeful here. She's like, nah, I'm all right. I just need to sleep. Anyway, I'm going to do this pole exercise in hand with Sienna. And then I'm going to also ride it with Corporal. So I'm working her today in the bridle. Obviously I mix it up. Sometimes I just do it in the head collar. Other days I work her with the bridle and the bit on. If I've got the bridle and bit on, I can work closer to her and I can be more aware of her shaping, her bend and her suppleness. So it's quite good from that point of view. You all right? Are you up for any work today? She's like, not really. Anyway, let's get going. So distance-wise, I walked about 9 of my paces in between each pole setup. I wanted around 3 canter strides in between. And to begin with, we simply just walked up and down this exercise. So it's great because obviously the points help keep your horse nice and straight. But also I find the horse just tends to lift a little when they're walking over the point of the poles. Who knows why, but they just seem to put a little more effort in. So it's just good from that starting point. So you can see here doing it with Corporal, who's like a little drunk old man. Then you can use the points of the poles to also do circles over them, which is brilliant. Really good way of getting your horse to engage their hindquarters, to really step through and under. So here with Sienna, just doing it in walk, just trying to encourage her to bend through her rib cage, round her body, so she gets a really nice shape as she walks over these poles. I mean, she was in a really lazy mood today. I mean, she scattered those poles all over the place, as you well will notice throughout the video. But really, this right rein is super tight for her. She does struggle a little bit more. Then we move on to the twist, which I have to say might be one of my new favourite exercises. Simply crossing over from one pole to the other pole. Really good for in hand because it's really important that you keep changing their bend while also doing the poles, so really useful for your horses doing in hand work. Love the constant change rein, great for suppleness for them, and you can kind of keep going up and down it. And then with Corporal, you have to really collect them. If you've got a short arena like I have, you need to have a lot of control to do this exercise, so you have to really get them to sit back on their hocks, engage and listen. Corporal's not always good at listening. He tends to think he knows best, but I really enjoyed doing that with him and to try and get him to bend using my legs and not my hands. Then we move on to the serpentine. Serpentine, great way to improve your horse's suppleness, and also ideal if you're using poles. So we were going across the poles at each point. So again, really good at getting your horse to engage, to really lift as they trot over the poles. You can obviously do the more of the point, which would be just 1 stride, or you can come slightly wider and do maybe 2 strides in between the poles. Again, on a bigger arena, this would work really well. I had to go quite slowly to make the turns, but really like this with Corporal. And then you can just go back to doing some big circles with them. So you can obviously link whichever pole points you want. And again, I just think there's so much to do on this exercise. You don't need anyone to come and help move poles around. You can change the rein whenever you want. You can play around with lots of different exercises, and that's the kind of pole setups I really enjoy. And then I popped them into canter, and it still worked really well even in canter. So we could still fit 1 stride in between the pole points, which really surprised me. I wasn't sure we were going to manage it, but it worked a treat. And this was great, made Corporal really expressive as he was cantering over the poles. I could just keep him on a really nice big circle, and also you can then have a bit of a play around, and you can even add some things like some flying changes over some of the like changing of the direction over the pole. So there's so much to do with this exercise, and lots of it's about getting your horse to listen, getting them to sit back on their hocks, making sure that you've got hold of that outside shoulder, that they stay really soft around your leg. Good morning, guys. Welcome to my Sunday. I am a large yellow beacon today with this super dry coat on. It's cold enough that I needed to wrap up. I've even put a polo neck on. That's the first polo neck of the 23-24 winter. Also, the first thing, 23-24 winter, is a frost. We had a frost. Only a light frost, but we had a frost this morning. It's cold. How is it possible that we could have had temperatures of like 25 last weekend? There I was washing the horses, wearing a t-shirt. This weekend, blinking freezing. We do like to do big jumps in this country when it comes to temperature, don't we? Anyway, I've just literally gone for a walk with the dog and the cat like you do. And it is a beautiful morning. Like, I mean, I always think this is why autumn is such a beautiful time of year. It's just chilly. I'm about to go hacking. We're going to take everybody out. So that'll be nice. We're trying to do a Sienna twice a day work at the moment. Not very successfully, I will say. So sometimes I'll try and hack her in the morning and then do a lunge or something in the afternoon with her. She's not that impressed either. When you put her back out in the afternoon, she's like, what? What are we doing? It's been mixed with her. I'm a bit in limbo again, as always with that mare, as always. So the first week and a half, I thought she's looked so much better. She was more open in her movement, just more free. She looked more loose. She was powering around on the end of the lunge. And I thought, so we sorted it. Like, this was obviously the issue. Full steam ahead aside. And then this week, I've not been convinced. So I don't know, to be honest. It's not been dreadfully worse or anything like that, but I just a couple of times I've been like, is she quite right, Barbara? But the thing is, if she's been out, if her SIs have been out of action as such for as long as we think they might have been, it's just possible that it's going to take quite a bit of time to kind of rebuild the strength up in them. So she might not look great for a couple more weeks, months, because there's a lot of work that needs to go back into her to getting her stronger. So I don't know is the honest answer. I'm a bit like, I don't know if she does look better or not, but I think she does. So we just have to keep working forward and hope that she gets stronger, and as she gets stronger, she starts to look even better. But she doesn't look too bad. There are some improvements without doubt. It's just I'm not entirely sure. I don't know what I'm saying, so I'm going to stop talking. So we've also had a big old field move around. So the top of my field and the bottom of my field is quite wet. So we've now shoved everyone in the middle. Coop and Sienna are back out together. So last week I did actually separate them for a few days just because I wanted to give Coop a break from her. But she didn't enjoy that, obviously, because she likes to have him by her, even though she's then very mean to him. So anyway, I've put them back out together, but they're in a much bigger pen. So hopefully Corporal can get away from her if he needs to. But I'm going to finish the vlog there. There's not masses to say today, really. I'm having a really nice ploddy day. When you're just not too many expectations for my day. I'm just going to kind of doodle around, do a little bit here and there. I've got a list of jobs that I need to get done, but nothing too kind of drastic or hard work or such. And I've noticed the deer at the bottom of the field. So I'm about to do my favourite thing on the weekend and see if I can get any photos of them. But they're not in the greatest location because they're going to see me instantly and then they'll just scarper. But we can give it a go as well, and it means I have a little walk. It's just a shame because I can't take the dog with me because obviously as soon as she sees the deer she just runs after them. So yeah, I'm going to have a little look and see if I can capture any nice deer photos. But I hope you guys are having a good weekend too. Always makes me really sad when you get to Sunday because I'm like, oh, it's another week again tomorrow. Weekends just go way too fast. Anyway, I'm going to be quiet and go. Sienna's eyeing up the deer down there. I know, she's just eating more food. Anyway, I'm going to go because they can hear me if I keep talking. I'm going to start creeping.